Hello and welcome back everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. In today's story, the woman says that she cheated on her husband and she does not know what to do. It's time we find out all about it in today's story. Also, if you like what I do, please give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
Before I start, let me just say that I already know how much of an awful person I am. I know I have no one else but myself to blame, so please don't comment if you just want to call me names, because I assure you, right now, it's not possible for me to feel any worse than I already do. The title pretty much explains what happened, but just for some more context, I'll explain the circumstances. I was at a work event, after which my colleagues and I went to have some drinks. After having argued with my husband beforehand and feeling slightly tipsy, I kissed my coworker. Long story short, I ended up spending the night at his place. It was instant regret. I couldn't get out of his house quick enough, and I couldn't believe that I had just betrayed my husband, the love of my life, the man I vowed to be with through thick and thin. I tried to forget about what happened. I took steps at work to make sure my contact with my coworker was limited. I also made sure he and I were on the same page that what happened was a mistake and will never happen again. Also, the fact that we won't meet except in a professional setting and manner.
She thought about telling her husband because they tell each other everything.
I didn't know if this would be the end for us or not, but I knew that I messed up and had to face the consequences. However, I just couldn't muster the courage to tell him. I was scared of hurting him, breaking his heart, and also for myself. I do truly love him. I thought I should let it go, not tell him, and make it up by being the wife he deserves. I thought I'd live with this secret, and that is punishment enough for me. He wrote a beautiful message for me on Valentine's, and that's when I broke down. I couldn't stop crying, and after he was being so caring and concerned for me, I knew I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep it in, and I told him what happened with the coworker.
The husband left that evening without saying a word.
I tried getting in touch, but to no avail. He came home the next day, and after I told him everything he wanted to know, I asked him if he could forgive me, if we could continue our relationship. I told him how I was willing to do anything to earn his trust back. He said he was willing to work on us. I took this as a chance which I didn't deserve. I didn't want to do anything to mess this up. I knew I broke his heart, his trust, and that I would have to work extra hard to gain it all back. The following week was hard, really hard. I wanted to give him his space. I knew he needed some time to process things, but I also wanted to let him know I am grateful for him not giving up. I would cook his favorite meals, which he would always make excuses as to why he couldn't eat. I don't blame him. I broke him, and I know we can't just go back to normal. I know me being nice to him and trying won't just magically heal the wounds. I'd always put a smile on my face, even though I was hurting inside because of what I've done. I know it's my fault the situation is like this, but I still can't help being upset about it.
They had their first counseling session yesterday, and she says it feels like a step in the right direction, but doesn't know what more she can do.
I don't know if he will ever be able to truly forgive me, and the thought of that is eating me up. I just want to know if anyone else has been in this situation and has managed to make it work. I know it will never be the same, but what should I do? What can I do? Again, I know it's my own fault for being in this situation. I know I don't deserve a second chance, and that my husband does deserve a lot better. But it's evident that he loves me as much as I do him, and this honestly was a one-time mistake. Edit: I have managed to move to a different team, which limits my contact with him even in a professional environment. I am looking for a different job, and as soon as something comes up, I intend to leave. I've discussed this with my husband, and he seems okay with it for the time being.
Well, OP, you did not make a mistake. You made a conscious choice. A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk at the grocery store. Words matter, and the word mistake makes it sound like you're downplaying what you did. You spent the night with him, and now you're all remorseful after the fact. I just find it dishonest. The balls are in your husband's court. You are very early in the process. It can take 2 to 5 years to get past infidelity. The fact that you're both in counseling is a good start. You need to quit that job ASAP. No way you will be able to reconcile while you still see your AP at work. You have a very difficult journey ahead of you with no guarantees. Anyways, I wish you good luck. End of the first story. We have another story coming up next, but before that, if you're liking what you heard so far, please give this video a thumbs up so this video will reach more and more beautiful people like you around the world. The second story is titled, My Wife Had a Relationship with Another Man and Then Gave Me a Free Hall Pass.
We've been married for 12 years, together for 14. We had a good marriage, even great at times, before her relationship with the other man. I won't say our marriage was perfect, because it wasn't, but in looking back, I don't see anything I did which justified her betrayal. I do admit that sometimes I spent too much time at work or on our kids and not enough on her, which I think is common among most married couples at some point, but I was not a bad husband by any means. In October of 2018, she started a relationship with her coworker. She had been having an EA with him for longer, but this is when it became physical. It lasted until May of 2019. That is when she broke it off. She then confessed everything to me in July 2019.
She says that she always felt what she was doing was wrong, but justified it by telling herself that OP didn't care about their marriage anymore.
When I asked her to go to counseling with me, after I began to feel she was pulling away and we weren't connecting anymore, she saw that I really did care still. She began to feel guilty and eventually broke things off. She admits that she initially wasn't planning to tell me about her AP, but she felt guilty over this too, and got to the point in July where she felt like she was going to have a breakdown if she didn't confess. Things were bad after I found out about it. I didn't move out for the sake of our kids, but I wanted to be away from her. We barely talked unless it involved the kids. There was no affection. I didn't want to divorce her, but I didn't see how I could get past the cheating. She kept apologizing and telling me she would do anything to fix our marriage and floated the idea of me seeing someone else if it would help. Eventually, I realized that I couldn't keep living in this limbo. I either had to divorce her or work on our marriage. I decided to at least give our marriage a shot to see if anything could be salvaged, mostly because she chose to come clean, and I felt like that was a sign she was truly remorseful, even though she had planned to keep it hidden from me at first. We were able to start counseling, but I didn't feel like it was working and told her I felt like I was wasting my time. She begged me to keep going to counseling and again encouraged me to sleep with someone if it would make me feel better. I thought about it more this time than when she first mentioned it, and the more I thought about it, the more I felt like I would not be able to get past this until I slept with someone too. In hindsight, I don't think that was a healthy attitude, but that was how I felt. I decided around January of this year that I would accept her offer of a pass. When I told my wife, her only condition was that I keep going to counseling.
The husband met his partner in February.
She's pretty incredible. I was only expecting to have a fling with her, but it has become a lot more. I feel we are compatible in ways my wife and I never were. She knows about my situation and has been very understanding. She admitted to me recently that she wants more. She doesn't just want to be my partner, she wants us to be a couple. Part of me feels the same way. I can't deny that I have wondered what life would be like with her. I think we could be very happy together in ways I may no longer be able to be happy with my wife. The idea of a fresh start is very appealing. On the other hand, I don't know if I'm thinking clearly about this. I feel like I may be falling into the trap of thinking the grass is greener. We've only known each other for a short period of time. My wife has also been working really hard to save our marriage, and I can say that we are in a much better place. For the first time since I learned about her relationship, I think that our marriage is salvageable and I can see a future for us together. I doubt I can ever fully get over the betrayal, but I think we can be happy again. That is my dilemma. It's better for my kids if I choose their mom. They may even hate me if I leave her for my partner, and they find out how our relationship started. My relationship with my kids is my top priority. On the other hand, I wonder what kind of relationship I can have with my wife. I forgive her, but I don't know how I won't always have trust issues. It's a lot of baggage to live with for the rest of my life, and I'm not sure that is something I want. Of course, there's no guarantee the new relationship would work, so I could be leaving my marriage for nothing. I'm not sure what to do.
Edit. I think my wife makes me happiest outside of physical relations because she knows me best, but I have a lot more in common with my partner because we have similar interests. This could change in a year or two. The future question is difficult to answer. My partner is younger, so there are a lot of things we could experience together. I think the next 10 years with her would be a lot different from the next 10 years with my wife. It would be more like the first 10 years with my wife, and those years were fun. However, I'm not sure if fun is what I want. I will be 50 in 10 years. I'm not old, but I enjoy the part of my life where I am. I'm not sure if I want to be traveling around the world and off exploring. I would lean towards the partner if my kids didn't care and weren't affected. End of the story. Well, OP, I think you make a good point. Your kids are your top priority, and depending on the age of the kids, they may resent you. You have to consider the logistics. You will gain custody of the kids, visitation times, and how often you will see them. Is this something you are okay with, not having them 24/7? They may be too young to understand why you are leaving and resent you for it. On the other hand, yes, your wife cheated on you, but you decided to make the marriage work. You gave her a second chance. If you didn't think you could see a life with her, you should have left. But you said you guys are in a better place now. However, if you feel happier with this other woman and you don't know if you can trust your wife, these are all fair points. Whoever you decide to go with, you need to cut the other off. You can't be with both of them, it'll cause too many complications. I wish you good luck, Kopi. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.